Hey everybody, it's Wootini from GayGamer.net back with another video podcast. Sorry it took me so long, but I kind of started this to pick up the slack from the real podcast, but now the real podcast is back, so I don't know how necessary this is, but people seem to enjoy it, so I thought I would do another one. But then the holidays happened, and there's no such thing as free time during the holidays, so it took until after the new year before I actually had time to sit down, collect my thoughts, and put them on video. So I figured it's a slow news week. The holidays are always really slow. But the only thing that I can think of that was of note this week was Nintendo announced a release date for the new Pokemon game. Which, to be fair, I am actually a little excited about just because it's a new Pokemon game instead of a remake of a previous one. So this will be all new material, all new everything, and that could be good. It probably will be. It's the same game, it's just different dressing every time. So I don't know why I complain about remakes, since it is pretty much the same game. Also, I wanted to mention that I'm going to be going to a special 3DS preview event in a few weeks, so if you have any questions that you would like answered, I will see what I can do about getting them answered. Just send me an email at wootini@gaygamer.net and let me know what you want to know about the 3DS, and if it's something that I didn't already want to know, I'll add it to my list. Being that it's just been Christmas, I did get a bunch of new games for Christmas, so I have been spending quite a lot of time playing new games, so I thought I would talk about that. First up, I got Epic Mickey, which I had wanted, so I put on my list, but then as the time went on, everybody was complaining about the camera and whatever, and the repetition of the platforming in between the hub levels, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I don't want it anymore. But I'm enjoying it. The platforming isn't repetitious yet, but then again, I've only just started it. The thing that's interesting is that I find that I don't want to play it as much as I thought I would, and I think it's because it's really dark. Much in the same way that when I played Fallout 3, I liked Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is a great game, love Bethesda, love their open worlds, but this was an open world that I wasn't particularly enthusiastic about exploring. You know, it's real dark, post-apocalyptic, and the same thing with Epic Mickey. It's not a bright, colorful Disney World. It's, you know, it's been kind of destroyed and whatever, so it's very dark, it's very grim, and it's not particularly fun to explore. It's fun to play, but it's kind of not fun to explore. Which is why I've actually been spending a little bit more time playing another new acquisition, which was a present to myself, which is Assassin's Creed 2, which I got for a bargain price. So I treated myself while I was doing some Christmas shopping. I said, and as it turns out, that game's actually really good. And that's very pretty to explore. Also, in that game, when you fall, you don't always fall to your death. You can kind of heal yourself back up, as opposed to Epic Mickey, where you fall in the paint thinner and that's the end of you. But I found, like, Assassin's Creed 2 has a rather compelling story, and I'm really enjoying it. Having gone to a party and played Kinect Sports at a friend's house, I added that to my Christmas list because it was actually more fun than I thought it was going to be. And so I've been playing that, breaking records and playing mini-games and such. It's very similar to Wii Sports, just with no controller at all. It's just you kicking a ball or playing volleyball. Some of them work better than others in much of the same way that a lot of Kinect games do, where volleyball is fine because you're just, you know, going like that, or soccer where you're just kicking. Like, those are fine. It's the stuff like bowling where it actually helps to have the Wiimote in your hand to throw. When you're just sort of swinging your arm, it's less effective. The illusion is broken, kind of, in a way, if that makes any sense. But it's fun. It's, again, a collection of minigames, which is what I'm really afraid the Kinect games are going to start to become. I've not seen any Kinect games that contain a story, or anything like that. It's all just dance to these songs, play these games with your animal, play these sports, you know, and that's a little worrisome. I mean, even people made fun of the Wii for the motion games, and they're like, oh, motion control, it's just a bunch of mini games, but they did have plenty of, like, at launch, they had Zelda. Zelda was an awesome adventure. So you knew that you could get a real game out of it, and it wasn't all going to be mini games, even though that's kind of what most people bought the Wii for, was to play mini games with their friends and family. And then this isn't my present, I will say that, but the boyfriend got the Wii Glee Karaoke Revolution game, and it's pretty... Alright, well, it's not bad, because he just wanted to sing the Glee songs. So for him, it's great, because it's Karaoke Revolution with Glee, but it's the Glee version of the songs, obviously. So you have to be a Glee fan and like their versions of the songs in order to want to sing them over and over again. But I found it completely bizarre, because he doesn't play as many video games as me, so he was like, okay, wait, what am I doing? What do I do next? And I'm like looking in the instructions, and the instructions are practically non-existent. It's literally 2 pages. You turn the page for more, it's just French, or Spanish, or whatever. So, you kind of have to just wing it. It doesn't explain what you're doing, it doesn't explain how to select songs, it doesn't explain the difference between the 3 modes. You know, there's the quick play mode, there's like a story mode where you play songs associated to a character, and then there's this shooting star mode, and I have no idea what that is. Maybe he discovered the difference, but it looked to me just like, okay, like the quick play mode, you pick a song and you sing it. And of course, I've still been plowing through Golden Sun Dark Dawn, which is still really good. I was concerned that the difficulty level was a little bit low. I mean, I don't like games to be like hardcore, ridiculously hard, where I get frustrated and end up turning it off. But I like a little challenge, and it seemed like I just was too high of a level and nothing was really that hard. But then I eventually hit like a boss fight where I'm like, oh, okay, this is taking some strategy here, and so, okay, fine. So towards the end, it's starting to ramp up in difficulty, and now that the eclipse has happened and I'm fighting these eclipse monsters periodically, those are a challenge, so that's good. And of course, the Animal Crossing, which was fun with New Year's, but got off to a bad start. You'll see on Friday, don't worry. And that's about all I've got this week. Like I said, slow news week. It's just been a good time to play games. And remember, send me emails if you have any questions that you want answered about the 3DS specifically, and I'll see what I can do to get them answered for you. Although I can't guarantee anything. They might not be able to tell me certain things. We'll see. And that's later in January. So, this was a quick one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time. So long!